Hello, Just Too Good here, and it's that time again where I look at the LEGO Ideas review. There's 48 projects for the first 2024 LEGO Ideas review that they just revealed. I'll let you know which one I think will become a set. At this point, I think it's safe to say that anything that comes out as a set from this review period will come out earliest 2026. First of which is Spirited Away by LEGO Truman. This is the second submission of this project from my understanding. I remember their last version had more stylized eyes, and I actually like those eyes more than the ones in this version. Other than that, I think the build is basically the same. I'm really drawn to this for the property more so than the build. I love the Spirited Away movie, and a problem I've had with LEGO recently is that they just haven't been making sets based on movies I care about. We get Hollywood stuff, and that's about it, it feels like. So it's really cool to get something from Ghibli. But it wasn't approved previously. I don't know why LEGO would change their mind this time. So unfortunately, I would put this at a low possibility of becoming a set. Then there's the AAPA the Sky Bison from Avatar The Last Airbender. This is another thing that we get a lot of requests for, which is LEGO Avatar The Last Airbender. I would love more LEGO Avatar The Last Airbender sets because we did get 2 back in 2006. This is one of the best APA builds I've seen yet. I absolutely love how they built APA with this very chunky design. Looks like some posability at the tail as well. Gotta catch my words there. But yeah, I think this has a stronger possibility of being made than some previous Avatar projects, because recently on LEGO Fortnite, they released LEGO Avatar characters. So yeah, I think that, if anything, maybe indicates that we might be seeing LEGO Avatar The Last Airbender return sooner than later. So I'll put this at a mid possibility. The thing that's holding it back for me is that, well, they have denied a lot of previous LEGO Avatar Ideas projects, but this was all before the LEGO Fortnite reveal of the Avatar collab. So we'll have to wait and see. Then for the third one, we have the Venus Flytrap, a very gorgeous botanical build. Of course, LEGO Botanicals has its own line, and then we're even getting more botanicals and stuff like LEGO Disney. So this, I think, has a very low possibility just because it kind of overlaps with some of the botanical stuff and some other themes that LEGO already has a focus on with some plant builds and stuff like that. But it would be really cool to get specifically a Venus Flytrap. But like I said, unfortunately, I'd put this at a low possibility. Then we have the minerals display. I'm thinking of Hank from Breaking Bad, I'm sorry. They're minerals, Marie. The design of these minerals actually look really cool. I do like going to crystal stores and getting little crystals and stuff like that. So I do get some enjoyment from especially this middle one right here, which has those purple kind of gems there. The other builds look really cool as well. Yeah, I don't know if it's really comparable to anything else on the market. I don't know if there's buildable minerals or gems from LEGO. The best we got is what, the Master Emerald from that one Knuckles mech. So this actually has a middle possibility. Heck, maybe I'd even put this at a higher possibility. I think this might be more likely than everything we've seen before, funny enough. Then we have DreamWorks SHREK'S Swamp 2 by, well, Ash and Flash himself. It's really cool to see that Ash and Flash's SHREK'S Swamp, after being denied, got resubmitted and got, well, not approved. It got into the review stage, which is where it's at now. And that gives us hope that maybe this time they'll actually go and make LEGO Shrek. I know so many people who would buy LEGO Shrek, even outside the LEGO community. It's just a no-brainer. I don't know why LEGO hasn't done a LEGO Shrek set before. And Ash and Flash's version looks absolutely gorgeous. I love how it looks a lot like a LEGO set. That's the style of mock that I always enjoy. And I also love how Ash and Flash made the minifigures without using any new pieces. It's an excellent design. I really hope this gets made. I do think it has a high possibility of getting made because there's been so many submissions of the Shrek Swamp. The thing that's holding it back, though, and why I would put out a middle possibility at this point, is because, well, they've denied Shrek projects. They recently just denied them a few days ago, too, with this Shrek submission. And unfortunately didn't make it in the most recent review period. So that kind of sucks. And I think that might mean that there might be a licensing problem with Shrek, which is why they haven't done it before. So I'll put this at a middle possibility. I really hope this gets made, though. Then we have Hello Kitty and Friends 50 Years by Bulldozer. Bulldozer, of course, has so many LEGO sets. They did the Sesame Street set, which is fantastic. The design of this, I actually really loved the Hello Kitty minifigure. It just seems like a figure that should exist in LEGO already. It's such an iconic character. And to get those Sanrio kind of style of these bubbly buildings is cool as well. I do think this has a higher possibility than a lot of other things because it just seems like a natural collab. Why hasn't Sanrio and LEGO collab before? So yeah, I think this has a high possibility. Then we have Dr. Seuss's The Grinch, another very recognizable property that we haven't gotten in LEGO form before. It's kind of weird. We haven't gotten any Dr. Seuss LEGO stuff before, have we? The design of this does have a very cool Grinch minifigure that I really like. I do like the oversized sleigh build with all the presents and everything. I think the build of the house isn't as iconic, and I think that might hold back this becoming a set. If they focus on it just being that sleigh with all the overinflated gifts, I think that could actually make a solid like $20 to $30 set. That would be a really huge seller around Christmas time. I mean, the Grinch is such a recognizable property, but I think the inclusion of the house kind of holds it back. But since this is something I haven't really seen submitted before, How the Grinch Stole Christmas as a LEGO Ideas project, I could see them just nixing that house and then just doing the sleigh anyways. So I would say this has a medium to high possibility. The thing that holds it back is the inclusion of the house. But there's a possibility that LEGO would just ignore the house. Then we have the Medieval Tournament. This is a cool classic castle set. Not tied to a license or anything like that. It gives me more vibes of, say, the recent Medieval Village or even the lovely castle that we got. It would be in line with those sets. So I do feel like with those sets' existence, LEGO will be a little bit hesitant to make this as its own set, especially considering they did, the blacksmith shop recently. It just feels like, okay. I mean, I know the blacksmith shop wasn't recently, but, I think they're going to cool off on, direct-to-consumer castle stuff from Ideas specifically. If we see direct-to-consumer castle stuff, it'll be from LEGO themselves. So I'll say this has a low possibility, unfortunately. Beautiful build, though. Among Us, the SKELD. So back in the day, we had quite a few Among Us submissions. I think it got denied a couple times. I know it got denied at least once from LEGO Ideas. So to try another stab at this actually is interesting, and I think there could be a better chance this time around. Because when these were submitted back in the day, it was when Among Us felt more like a fad, and we didn't know how long Among Us would last. I think Among Us has found its place in the pop culture zeitgeist nowadays. When we look at it, it has a lot of memeability to it. It is a game that people still play as, a gathering thing, as a friend thing, as an icebreaker, as opposed to a few years ago when it seemed like it might just be a fleeting fad. This design has a really nice build of the most iconic map for Among Us. I do think there might be some content that they might not like in Among Us, so the popular animations that you see are literally bloody, violent, killings and stuff, which are funny. But that might be the only thing that holds LEGO back. I'd still put this at a medium possibility, because if they didn't say, oh, you can't make Among Us sets as a license that you can't choose for submitting things, it seems like maybe the blood doesn't really have a problem in LEGO's eyes. So yeah, I think this does have a possibility. Next, we have the Cherry Blossom. This really interesting. This is really, really interesting, a piece that they use here. Are those the front hood designs or something of cars? I really, really like that. That's such an unusual botanical design. But yeah, I still have the same feeling where I don't think they would do plant stuff as a LEGO Ideas release nowadays, because we got the botanical theme and we got some spin-offs of that even. So I think this has a low possibility, unfortunately, but I really do love how this looks. Then we have the Roman Forum. Oh my gosh, this looks so gorgeous too. I feel like this might have a higher possibility than you may think. A lot of the Rome stuff gets submitted, and they've been denied before, but people keep asking, can we please get some Rome stuff? And this is kind of a great encapsulation of some Roman architecture without having it be a ridiculous $1 billion set. They could easily do this at 150 the most. I do think this has a medium to high possibility. It's a very solid idea. Then we have the Wizard of Oz 85th film anniversary. Yeah, instead of getting Wizard of Oz sets, we've gotten Wizard of Oz minifigures in various sets, which is awesome because I love minifigures, but also a little bit weird because it's well, don't you want a set to put them in? So to actually get a LEGO Ideas set, that would be appropriate. And I think that's a good idea. There has been, way back in the day, a really strong submission that seemed like a shoo-in for, yeah, they'll definitely choose this. They just didn't choose that one. This, I think, isn't as strong a submission, but still a very beautiful design, a very good concept of encapsulating what we love of the Wizard of Oz. I do think this has a medium to high possibility, especially since Wizard of Oz is a property they've done before, but just not as a set. So yeah, I think this is possible. Interstellar. Oh my gosh. First off, Mini Brick, who's a friend, cool guy. Second off, love Interstellar. This is what I'm saying. I mean, it's not the best movie out there, but it is a movie that I like that's on a different level for me than a lot of the movies, the Star Wars stuff I don't really care about. But Interstellar, I'm more interested in that. And I really like how this is not going to be something that's super expensive if they do make this as a set. I love how it has, is it TARS, right? That robot at the side. I love that design. So yeah, I hope this gets made. We need some more Christopher Nolan films as Lego sets beyond the Batman trilogy. Come on, Lego. When is Lego Prestige? I would say this has a medium to high possibility because I think Christopher Nolan, especially after Oppenheimer, has really gone back into that. I think has reached a point where like he's become a household name, which is something you don't see from many directors. And directors are like my favorite part of movie production. Like I always look at, oh, am I going to watch this movie? Who's behind this as the director? So like I really like that if they did Interstellar, it would be opening the doors to more possibilities for different movies from existing directors that we've gotten for, say, superhero stuff before. I don't know. Maybe I'm putting too much weight into this, but I would really love Lego Interstellar. Then we have a working suspension railway. This is so gorgeous. I love how this looks. But yeah, I don't really have much problems with this becoming a Lego set. Like, I don't think Lego would have much of a problem with it. I think it is a more niche idea that's where Lego City could work on Lego ideas, is if you have a very niche idea like this working suspension railway. But, you know, even then, it's hard to think of, oh, this is a Lego Ideas City set that isn't beyond, say, the promotions that they've done before. We got, like, you know, the cabin, the lighthouse. So, yeah, is this niche enough is really the question. So I would put this in a medium possibility. I think it's niche enough to not be for Lego City, but not niche enough to not be a sellable Lego Ideas product. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense, but that's just my 2 cents. Then we have a Metallica Lego project. Okay, this is kind of cool. You know, we have gotten band submissions. The only band Lego set we've gotten is the BTS set from Lego Ideas. You know, from Lego Ideas specifically, unless you count Yellow Submarine, which was based off of the Beatles animated film, more specifically than just the Beatles itself. So to get a Metallica-based set, I don't know if Metallica's content aligns straight away with Lego Lego's content, but I don't think they're like super vulgar or anything like that. So I don't think they would have a huge problem there. I think the problem might be the stage or something. I think the main build being just a stage, which it's a really cool stage. I don't think Lego Ideas likes that because they have denied so many projects like that. Of course, when we got BTS, we got one based off of their music video. So I don't think, unfortunately, this will be selected. I don't think this has a high possibility, but it is a cool idea. And then we have Suitcase Express. This is cute, a suitcase, and let's see, it's filled with a whole world that you could open. That's really cute, and I like how you can move the world, almost like a Lego NES function going on there. It's just a creative idea that they would like, so I think it does win for creativity. Yeah, I say this has a high possibility. Personally, I wouldn't buy this. It's a lot of miniature builds and stuff like that, and I like minifigure scale stuff more than miniature builds. Like, they rarely win me over with very miniature builds, but I really do like the function there. It's just not something I would buy. Then we have Outer Wilds, which I know is a really good game. The design of this looks pretty cool. It would be a nice, cheap, $35 set, $40 set. Want more Lego video game sets outside of Minecraft and the Nintendo stuff we're getting. We're finally getting Nintendo stuff, which is good. So yeah, I think this has a medium possibility. I just have heard that Outer Wilds isn't as popular as it used to be. So it really depends on the popularity of the license, because I believe this is a game that anybody could play. It's just the popularity of the license might hold it back. Then we have the CLOCKWORK Solar System, which is a submission we have gone before that was denied, from my understanding, right? So it's cool to see that pop up again. Oh, I'm stupid. Lego did the Technic. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think they're going to do this because it's just too similar to that Technic set they released recently. I totally forgot about that set until now. I'm sorry. So yeah, I think this is not going to be approved whatsoever, unfortunately. And we have the Medieval Inn by the Gatehouse. I think Medieval Blacksmith Shop kind of is a bit too similar to what's going on here, even though, yeah, I know Medieval Blacksmith Shop is like more than 3 years or 4 years old at this point. So I don't think they'll do this one, unfortunately, but I really do like the build here. Then we have Brooklyn Nine-Nine. They haven't done a sitcom set in a bit, huh? Was Seinfeld the last one? No, The Office. I think Brooklyn Nine-Nine, it's right on the edge there. Is it popular enough to get a Lego Ideas set? I don't know. I actually don't know. And I would say medium to low possibility. Like, I'm not confident that it's as popular as a Seinfeld, as of The Office. But maybe one day it will be, and that's when we'll get a Lego idea set. I think it's just on the brink there. Ooh, more Studio Ghibli with My Neighbor Totoro. I love the design here of the cat bus. Interesting take for Totoro, like almost a Brickhead's approach. I would love this to be made. I forgot to mention this with Spirited Away, but with Studio Ghibli, apparently they're very hesitant to make like merchandise in the United States. And if they're hesitant about the United States, I could imagine for other countries too. So their licensing rights might be what's getting in the way of them making one of these sets, because it seems like Lego can't just put out a set and then have it released worldwide for Studio Ghibli. No, Studio Ghibli seems to have a little bit of complications where, like, yeah, we're very careful about licensing our products. So there might be licensing problems when I heard, but that was just based on some comments y'all said. So I don't know. I'd put this at a medium to low possibility, unfortunately, just because all the other Studio Ghibli stuff has been denied. But yeah, I know I probably said Spirited Away was higher, so that doesn't really make sense. Whatever. Tower chests. We just got a lovely chest set revealed, and I love that set. But I do think this is different enough that this could still be made, and I think the chest set is going to be popular enough that this could still be made, because I believe that chest set is going to be a huge seller. This coming out, let's say 2 years later in 2026, I think it's different enough of an idea that this could still exist on the store shelves with that wooden chest. Love the idea here. Wall build. You remove that, inside are the pieces, and then that wall build is actually a game board. Isn't that like really clever? I don't know. I love that. Yeah, I think this is a great idea. I would buy this even. Again, I'm probably buying the wooden chest set. So I think this has a medium possibility. I'm not giving a high just because we did get that chest set just revealed. But I think it is different enough that there's a possibility, a very strong possibility. So we'll see. Then we have a medieval bee farm. That's a word or a sentence I haven't heard said before. A medieval bee farm. I mean, it's not really a sentence, but like, I've never seen a medieval bee farm is what I'm trying to say, okay? Dang it. You get what I'm trying to say. That's such a niche idea, and I like that. I love the build here. It looks beautiful. I like how it kind of has like this hanging part right here. But it's almost like a medieval bee farm. The Lego Ideas medieval bee farm, that may be way too niche that I don't know if Lego would want to leap to that. So I'd give it a low possibility, but dang it would be cool if they made it. Lego Gundam, the design of this looks really gorgeous. I've heard Gundam has some complicated licensing rights, which might get into the way of this becoming a set. That's why I'll put this at a medium to low possibility. But I love the build here. I'm sure this will sell like hotcakes too, because Gundam's so popular. Then again, I heard Voltron had a little bit of complications selling, but that's not the same exact thing. Then we have Rocky Reef Restoration. Oh, I love that big old jellyfish up there. It is interesting that there's even like a little skeleton right there. The reef build looks very beautiful. Yeah, I think this has a medium possibility. If anything, maybe too similar to say what, like the fish tank set maybe? I don't know. Is that even still on store shelves? I think it's possible. I think it's possible. The Wizard Peaks. Giving some Harry Potter vibes right there. I really like the build here. It gives me like, I don't even know, like the castle build from Super Mario RPG, like that little bridge there and everything. But yeah, just too much similarities, I think, to Harry Potter. And we even have like a miniature Hogwarts castle on store shelves right now. So I don't think they'll go and make this, unfortunately. I think this has a low possibility. Then there's the dancing house in Prague, a specific building that I love that build. Look at that build. Like, I now know why they call it the dancing house. It looks like a woman's dancing dress. Woo. That looks great. I love the shaping there. I love the translucent pieces. And I love the shaping of this little building right here. Very, very gorgeous. I mean, there's been great architecture pitches to Lego Ideas, but I can't think of like a Lego Ideas set that was built based on an existing architecture building that was built, that was released. So that's the only thing holding it back. But, it isn't something they've done before, so in some ways that also gives it a pro, where it doesn't really overlap anything they've put out before. I'd give it a medium possibility in that regard. It does look like it would be very expensive, but they have very expensive Lego Ideas sets now, so yeah. I really would like to see this made, though, because that looks so gorgeous. And there's Finding Nemo, First Day of School. We just got a Finding Nemo set last summer. This would be cute. I like the build of, I forgot the manta ray's character's name, but I love that build, actually. Manta rays and stingrays are one of my favorite animals. Fun fact. The design of the other characters, I really like how they use that specific 1x1 circular tile, because that's like an adorable face for them all. Yeah, I think it's a strong build. I do think that we already have that Finding Nemo set on the market that might hold it back a bit. But other than that, I still think this is a pretty cool little diorama. I give it a medium possibility. And of course, Finding Nemo is a very iconic property. Then we have Coraline, the Pink Palace. This design has been submitted a couple times before. Let me take some water. Unfortunately, it was denied though. So this is another submission. And I love how this looks. This one looks a little smaller than some previous Coraline submissions, which I think helps, because I think Lego does have some hesitation of making a Coraline set that will be like more than like $150, because that's a more risky sell. And as much as I love Coraline, a lot of other people like Coraline, the movie wasn't like the biggest hit out there. Now it's gotten kind of a resurgence from nostalgia, where a lot of merchandise has been made around Coraline. And it was still a modest hit at the box office, from my understanding. But, like, I think they're just a little bit hesitant. So I think pitching it as what looks to be, like, it could be a $120 set. Like, you could maybe put this to the same size as, say, like, Sesame Street. I think this has a higher possibility than some of the other submissions for Coraline. I love the minifigures. Even love the little micro figure there. I would like this to be made. I love Coraline. Again, more great movies. Having Lego sets is something I really want from Lego. But yeah, so I'd give this a medium possibility. I think this is the strongest Coraline submission yet for what a possibility of being made, because I really do like the size there. I'm sure there's probably another one of the same size though, but you know, there's been so many submissions. Vintage record player. This is something that I feel like, yeah, why hasn't Lego done a vintage record player? Because they do so many, you know, Lego ideas builds of existing things. So they do have that possibility of doing a record player. They haven't done that before. So that has that going for it. Yeah, I love the build here. I wouldn't buy it, but I think this actually honestly has a high possibility. It's a, you know, very iconic vintage thing, and it's cool to see it built in Lego form. The Highland cow. This is a very cute build. I like the cow. I like the cow a lot. I love the background. Like, whoever submitted this, Storm Paths, love that background so much. I think the Highland cow idea, the Highland cow, you know, you could say like the golden retriever. Okay, the Highland cow, it doesn't, I don't know if that's as popular with like children and stuff like that. We could say, oh, the, you know, tabby cat. Okay. The Highland cow. Okay. Oh, perfect. The tuxedo cat. Highland cow. It's a harder sell is my point. So I don't think that has a sellability to it. I love the build though, so I would say unfortunately a low possibility. Scooby-Doo. This is an interesting submission because you would think, okay, they do Mystery Machine, but no. Instead, we got the Ravenwood Mansion. I love the build for this mansion so much. That's just from the front. Let's see the interior of this bad boy. Oh my gosh. Come on, give me the interior. Oh my god, look at that, look at that, look at that. Oh, that looks gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. The design of this is different from any of the Lego idea or Lego Scooby-Doo stuff they sent before. Sold. Mincing my words. Closest would be the mansion set, which is one of my favorite sets of the line. I do feel like if they were to do Scooby-Doo, though, they'd do the Mystery Machine, which they just denied in the most recent review project, or in the most recent review phase from a few days ago. So I don't think this has a high possibility, unfortunately, because they didn't do the Mystery Machine. I don't think they would do Ravenwood Mansion. It just isn't as iconic as the Mystery Machine. The Mystery Machine is the most iconic thing from Scooby-Doo, and they're not doing that. So clearly there's some hesitation with doing Lego Scooby-Doo right now, and I don't think this submission will remove that hesitation. Personally, I would love this, though, if they did this, but yeah, unfortunately, low possibility. Greek Holiday. Oh my gosh, I love this Greek house here. This looks so beautiful. Oh my gosh. And the architecture is unlike any Lego set. I mean, the closest thing is like the Olive Garden set. This design also has beautiful tiles. Oh my gosh, I would love this to be made. Lego ideas. I mean, we got the old fishing store, we got like the A-frame cabin. Is this a house they would make? I don't know. I've seen them deny other beautiful houses just like this in previous review stages, so I'd put this to a low possibility, which really pains me because it's a beautiful idea, beautiful architecture, beautiful build, but I don't know if they'll do it. It's just like, Oh, the Lego Ideas Greek Holiday. Like, it's too niche or something? I don't know. I would love it, though. Jeez, I would love it. Men in Black, Agent K's transforming jet car. Interesting. So not a minifigure scale build, but like, a creator expert type build. That's cool. Personally, I would buy it if it was a minifigure build, but that's just me. I don't really care about these large scale car builds, but my gosh, that's freaking awesome. That's a really cool little technique. Yeah, lovely build, just not for me. Do I think it's likely? I don't know if the vehicle is as iconic to make it this size set. I think this would be like what, 100 to 130 maybe, and that's just too expensive for a vehicle that, you look at it and you probably can't tell what movie it's from. Unfortunately, like if you know Men in Black, you can, but like on the people on the street probably can't. You could do that with the Ghostbusters vehicle. They'll be like, oh, that's a Ghostbusters vehicle. Oh, that's the Back to the Future vehicle. This isn't the same thing. So a set for Men in Black, I think, would work best as a $30 to $50 set. So unfortunately, I don't think this has a high possibility. But still, beautiful build. Beautiful build. Then we have, I can't even say the build, Chain Bridge in Budapest. Beautiful, beautiful bridge right here. I mean, people really want a substantial bridge build. We got that lovely, lovely Lego Spider-Man one of all things. That has probably, like, am I wrong that that's our best minifigure scale bridge? Tower Bridge is like the best like architectural bridge. This looks more minifigure scale to me though. I would love this to be made, but I do think it's not as iconic a bridge worldwide to be made as a Lego Ideas set, unfortunately. So I think it's a low possibility for recognizability. The Great British Bake Off. This is something that's popular worldwide, but of course it is a British show. I do think this captures a niche that they haven't really done before, and I think Lego likes that. A reality cooking show is something they haven't done a Lego set before. So that could work in terms of capturing a new market, because a lot of things that they love doing for Lego Ideas captures a new market that hasn't really, involved themselves with Lego before. And I think this does just that. So I think Lego is going to like that. I just don't know how relevant Great British Bake Off is nowadays. So I can't comment too hard on this one. I'd say at the very least it has a medium possibility. I really got to look into how popular this is worldwide in the pop culture zeitgeist. How often it gets talked about and stuff like that. So Google Trends would give us answers there. Then there's the ancient Egyptian temple. The design of this, oh my gosh, I love just those wall builds right there. Very iconic. Like, again, you could recognize, those are like kind of hieroglyphic type art designs and stuff like that. Like, you could look at it and you're like, okay, this is kind of like an Egyptian temple. I think that alone does have a possibility of this being made, or gives it one of the highest possibilities of it being made. I also think it's not like a ridiculous size set, so it could probably be under $100. I'd say this at the very least has a medium possibility. I think this does have potential. Then we have a Sony Walkman. Very cute vintage build. I do think this won't be made just because recently they did like a giveaway promo that was basically a Walkman but not branded for that, and I think that just ruins the possibility of this. Then again, giveaway promos are like not huge market releases or anything like that. So like Lego could release this and like forget about that little giveaway promo. So I'd say a low possibility, but not like completely doomed. I don't know. Then we have Lego Reptiles. These are really cute. Oh my gosh. I really like the build of this little gecko right here. But yeah, reptile Lego stuff. I'm trying to think. We don't really get at least lizards and chameleons and I guess turtles, sort of. I've seen some turtle builds. We get dinos and stuff like that. So I do kind of like seeing like a lizard, like a gecko and stuff like that. Chameleon. I'd say maybe the medium. Yeah, because we got bugs recently. We got birds. Yeah, it has a possibility. Huge Canal houseboat. Well, I don't think this will be made because we just got that, the riverboat announcement. So, yeah. Beautiful build, though. Absolutely beautiful build. Then we have the Crescent Moon rock sculpture. Ooh, this is a really gorgeous build, too. In some ways, it almost gives me some vibes of that recent Lego Ninjago release. That was absolutely beautiful. Yeah, I think the Crescent Moon and everything here is something that is, it's recognizable. It's a crescent moon. This is a gorgeous thing to display on its own. I think this does have possibilities. It's just very creative. It's not like an easy concept to sell based on text, but it is an easy concept to sell based on image, and I think Lego will play into that or something. Maybe they won't make like the title so big or something. Yeah, I think this has a medium possibility at the very least. Then we have the Portal 2 Quantum Tunneling Device, aka the Portal Gun. We've found Portal Gun submissions before. This would be great. I think as a Lego idea set, no complaints here. But they have denied previous ones, so I don't know. Are they too hesitant to release something with the title Gun? I don't know. But yeah, I would say this is a medium possibility. And there's a resubmission of Sewer Heroes Fighting the Fatberg. It's really cool to see this resubmitted because I really did like that original build. Very creative idea, very fun idea. Though I do think it's kind of hard to sell. I don't think it's easy to sell an image too, where it's like, okay, it's the Sewer Heroes Fighting the Fatberg. Kids will be like, what is that exactly? But I could kind of see, okay, they're like draining sewage here. You know, they're removing all the built up fat from the burger place. Like, I get that, but I think it's harder to sell to a younger audience. And in some ways, it almost plays to a younger audience. So I think there's a complication there. Again, it was denied previously, but I would like to see this as a set. So low possibility. WOLFPACK Castle. Oh, you are playing to my interests. I love the WOLFPACK faction, and this is a pretty darn cool remake of that classic set. I like what I see here. I do think WOLFPACK is not as iconic though, and I think that I hold it back because like the Lego idea is WOLFPACK Castle. People are like, wait, what's WOLFPACK? So I do say low possibility, but dang it, I want to see this made so bad. That would be a good Bricklink designer program set. Then we have Laurel and Hardy Theater. Dang, we're going really old with this. Laurel and Hardy, those are like OGs. I would find this very interesting. I mean, we're going way back in pop culture for this one, but yeah, I would find this interesting. Would teach kids about Laurel and Hardy. I know a bit about Laurel and Hardy. I for some reason researched them a couple like years ago for some reason, so I am a little bit familiar with this stuff. So yeah, I would like this to be made. Now, will it be made? I unfortunately don't think Laurel and Hardy is talked about as much, which sucks because, you know, they're like iconic to comedy, I would say. But yeah, I don't know if this has as much, unfortunately, shelf relevance today to the buyer. I don't think this would be approved. Still a great build though, and great idea. Then we have the sushi boat. I love sushi, so this is really up my alley. I don't think Lego would make this though, because Lego doesn't like making, like, I don't know. Maybe this isn't. They don't like making like buildable food and stuff like that because they don't want kids to accidentally eat it thinking it's food. I think that alone is just not going to make this made. Like, they're very careful about that. They pulled those Lego gummies or whatever it is. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't think this will be made. This is so gorgeous. The Art of Japan. I love this black and white design with, you know, the rising sun, right? Or whatever, being the only color part. Like, such a gorgeous concept. Oh my gosh. Love the little flowers at the corner here. I mean, yeah, I think this is something you could, I would give this a medium to high possibility. I think this is something that stands alone, would be cheap. I think this does have a really, I think this has a good leg in this race. Is that a good term? I don't know. Finally, I think this is the last one, right? Book Nook. That's just a fun one to say. Book Nook. Book Nook. A story laboratory. So this serves as like a book end and like a book cranny kind of expansion thing. Interesting build here. You got a bunch of minifigures inside this kind of faux book build between these two books. I don't know. I think it's a bit hard to sell this one, unfortunately, which I think will hold it back. Very creative idea, though. But yeah, I don't think this has a high possibility. So that is it. Wow. Okay, so we still have the third 2023 LEGO review results, which we already went over in another video. Jeez. Okay, out of all of these, I love the Art of Japan. I love the WOLFPACK Castle, but they ain't gonna make that. The Crescent Moon's really cool. The Ancient Egypt Temple. Oh, Greek Holiday. This might even be my favorite, which is so crazy to say, but I wish they would make this so bad. They would never make this, though, which makes me so sad. Oh, the Scooby-Doo one, too, is freaking awesome. No, you know, SpongeBob in this submission. Usually we get a SpongeBob. Usually we get a Taylor Swift lover. None of those. Huh. But we did get an Avatar submission, which is what, like the first one. So I don't know. I mean, there's not like a clear winner of this one. I almost said queer winner. It's not. There's not like a clear winner to this one. Another great one is of course Ash and Flash's Shrek. Like I was going to choose the one that none of us want. That's just how this always goes. But let me know which one is your favorite out of all of these. If I had to choose one to be made, I'm going to not say Ash and Flashes because that would be biased since he's my friend. It would be Ash and Flashes. Besides Ash and Flashes, there's so many good ones. I don't know. Subscribe here for more LEGO news and commentary. Check out the other recent LEGO Ideas reviews, and I'll see you later. Peace out. Bye.